Hi you guys, hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the very first episode of Read It or Unhaul It for 2026. I desperately feel that I need to do this series on my channel because there's so many books that I have that I just don't know whether to keep or to either sell or donate or what have you. So welcome to the first episode of it. In this video, we're going to be reading two books. Just going to start with two for now. We're going to be reading My Friends by Fredrik Backman and Ready Player One. I'm not sure who it's by. These two I've been wanting to read for so long and I just haven't. So I'm forcing myself through this video to actually get to them. I think I have My Friends on Libra FM. I'm not 100% sure, so I think I'm gonna have to download it. Maybe from Audible, because I have a bunch of Audible credits. Yeah, I don't have it. I have to download My Friends. I don't know if I should start with My Friends or Ready Player One. I think I'm also gonna check Spotify. I know Spotify only has limited hours and I am listening to another book on Spotify, but we're gonna do Read It or Unhaul It basically all month, so I'm not too concerned about going over hours unless like I find a book that's really, really good. So My Friends is on Spotify and Ready Player One. I should check the library too. Oh, they're both on Spotify. Ready Player One is by Ernest Cline, by the way. I just don't know if Ready Player One is going to be too similar to Dungeon Crawl Curl. I don't think so, but it's still like that game, like theme going on. So I think I'm gonna pull up My Friends and we're gonna start with that one. This one's a 13-hour audiobook, so we gotta buckle in for this one, but I am very curious and excited to see whether we're going to end up reading it and loving it and keeping it, or reading it and not liking it and unhauling it. So then by the end of this video I'll be able to tell you guys whether to read it or unhaul it. So I'm gonna hit play on this. She's all queued up. I don't even know if you could see because my brightness is so low. We're ready to go. We're locked in. Let's get it. Okay, so while I'm waiting in line to get my coffee, there's two cars ahead of me. I figured I'd give you guys a reading update since this is the Read It or Unhaul It vlog. I think I'm about 25% into My Friends by Fredrik Backman right now. This book is about, there's two different timelines. So there's this girl who, her name is Louisa. She is basically an orphan. There's this artist, right? And he's painted this famous painting. The painting is up for auction right now. So there's all these like fancy schmancy people like waiting to get this painting. And then it kind of flashes to a different timeline where there's the artist and he's like this like nobody and he's kind of just like doing his thing, and he meets this girl Louisa behind the church where the painting's being auctioned. They hit it off and she's like, oh my gosh, like I looked up to you, like you're amazing. And he's like, I'm just a human being, like whatever. So they paint together and then it like makes her entire like lifespan, like she's like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Now the timeline is Louisa and she's met the artist's friend. His name is Ted. So they're on a journey together. And then the timeline also flashes back to when Ted and the artist were younger and the whole timeline going up to him painting this painting and becoming a famous artist. So hopefully that makes sense. That's where I'm at this point. I really like Fredrik Backman and I like his writing style and that it's just different. So right now, my thoughts are read it. I almost did say unhaul it at one point. just because I couldn't get into it. But I was like, no, I gotta push to like the 25% mark, which is probably very generous for a book. So that's where I'm at right now, at 25%. I have a half-hour drive home once I get my coffee. So this place is adorable. I'm gonna have to show you guys some B-roll. I'm hoping to get to like 30 to 35% today, which would be awesome. I know this is the read it or unhaul it, but since I was listening to the audiobook on this drive, I figured I would show you guys what I drove all the way basically back home, because it's a far drive to go pick up today. So this is what I went to go pick up. It literally is the exact same thing as the Starbucks cup that went absolutely viral. This one just says Coffee Barn on it because that's where I got it from. And it had a little cake pop on top, but I did eat the cake pop already because I was starving when I was leaving. And I was like, do I eat lunch first? Do I go get this and then come back and eat lunch? So I was like, no, let me get this done and then I can always eat and work. I don't like doing that. The cake pop was really good. I'm excited to try this. This is the cinnamon bun iced latte with regular milk. I was a little overwhelmed by the amount of people there, plus all of the options. So I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to what I know. Cinnamon bun has never failed me in the past. It's never going to fail me. So that's what's in here. And now that I have this cup, if I go back there, because I'm planning on maybe going back there over the weekend, I want to try one of their February like flavor of the months, and it's $5 refills. So I said, sure. Cheers. She definitely doesn't fit in a cup holder, which I kind of like expected, but yeah, that's really good. Definitely worth it. I needed something today. I'm just dragging. I'm absolutely dragging, but I did make really good audiobook progress. I am at 29%. So I did say I wanted to get to 30 to 35. That's gonna be so doable by the end of the night. At this point, Louisa and Ted, they're having a grand old time traveling, I think back to where Ted lives. And Louisa's just being a typical like 18-year-old, like she's got her feet up on the seat. She's kind of just like asking all these really crazy, interesting questions. I mean, like, I would ask them too. Like, I have the same questions. It's just like the curiosity that she has is really fascinating to me, especially because like she's not like inexperienced, but she hasn't experienced life the way your average 18-year-old has. So these things are all like new to her. And a funny example is like, I literally just was listening to this. She thought that only trains and movies have bathrooms. And I was like, girl, come on. But also like valid. If you've never been on a train before, you wouldn't actually know that. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's definitely like wordy, but I knew that because I've read a lot of other Frederick Backman's books. I've read the Beartown series. This was one of my all-time favorite series. I've read Britt Marie Was Here, A Man Called Uwe, or Ove, however you want to pronounce that. I haven't read Anxious People. And there's one called like Tell Your Grandmother I Said Something. I don't remember what it's actually called. So I do have a bit of his backlog left to listen to, but I'm liking this. I do think that if I was like more awake, I would be liking it more. I'm pretty tired. I think I'm only going to listen to maybe another chapter or two when I get back inside and just call that a day because my brain hurts, my eyes hurt, my ears hurt, everything hurts. So yeah, that's my update, my coffee update, my reading update. I'll give you guys another update once I have one, which will probably be later tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, my hair is serving like crazy, but 2.5 hours of meetings will do that to you. I am sitting down now to read again, and I think I'm going to tell you guys to unhaul my friends, which is crazy. I am saying this because I just feel as though, I don't want to say like I like books that I can predict, but I just don't see where this story is going. I just feel like I've already invested 30% into this book, or 35 actually, and I just don't, like, I just don't see where, like, the end point's gonna be. I don't see the goal. I think there's also so many other books that I'd rather be reading that this, to me, is just not interesting. It's not keeping me engaged. I just don't know. And typically I like Frederick Backman, but I don't know if I like almost 450 pages of Frederick Backman. His books are normally like 3 to 350, maybe like 370. But yeah, this is just a thick book. And that's not even like a deterrent. Like I'll read a 900-page book if it keeps me entertained and it keeps me engaged. But yeah, I don't know. Like the fact that I'm 30% in and we've only gotten like 2 days, I don't know. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling. And that's just my take on it for right now. So this book will be going to a little free library. I did receive it from a publisher, so it's going to go back into the world of literature and reading. So we're going to start the next book, which is called Ready Player One by something Klein. I don't remember. I don't have the book in front of me. It's so funny because I've actually been seeing like the original cover in so many thrift stores that I actually picked my copy up from a thrift store. I haven't seen anybody talk about this book, so I'm just like ready to discover and ready to start it. I have the audiobook from the library. I'm going to see if the digital copy is available from the library because I've just been craving like reading on my Kindle. I don't know what the vibe is with that. Either my Kindle or my Kobo, like either one just sounds really great to read on right now. So I'm going to check that out. And I'm also going to return my friends to the library because I also have the library book on my Kindle because I don't know. I just wanted to read like on my e-reader. So I'm going to go do that now. And then I'm going to have some lunch. And I'll see you guys when I start Ready Player One. So reading update, because I feel like I've been lacking in that department lately with this vlog while I'm dog sitting. I'm 21% into Ready Player One and I'm liking it so far. It's definitely got similar themes and similar like things in it to Dungeon Crawler Carl. It's not like the same like atmosphere wise, but like themes and stuff like that and just like the video game references and the alternate universes, like it's very similar in that sense and similar in themes, but like not in scenery and stuff like that. I definitely am happy that I picked this one up before diving further into Dungeon Crawler Carl because I can just check this off the list at this point and then I can go immerse myself back in the Crawler universe once I'm done with this one. There is a book too. It's called Ready Player 2. I don't know if I'm going to read that one yet. I would have to see if the library had it because I don't own it and I don't plan on hauling any books anytime soon. Hopefully, fingers crossed, any new books aside from like new releases that I've been eyeing. So I'd rather see if the library has this one. And honestly, like my copy's a thrift. I don't even know like if I'm going to keep my copy. I say that like with a little asterisk. Like I would tell you to read this book, but I don't think it's going to be one that I would like read again. So I guess it kind of like, I don't know. I feel like we're going to have a read it category, a read it and keep it. So no, we're going to have like a couple of different categories, I guess. We're going to have a read it and keep it, a read it and unhaul it, and then like a DNF. Like my friend's was a DNF and I told you guys to just unhaul it. This one, I'm going to tell you to read it, but maybe get it from your library if you're like not sure about it. Like thankfully I thrifted my copy, so I don't feel bad about putting it in a little free library or something. So I would say this one is a read it for an acquired taste. Yeah, that's what I would say. I'm 21% into it at this point. Wade lives in what's equivalent of like trailers. Think of a trailer park, but like they stack the trailers on top of each other. So it's almost like trailer apartments. They call it the stacks. He lives in the stacks with his aunt because both of his parents are not around. And he has this like little hideaway that he goes to. And basically the year is 2045, which is nuts. Like we're closer to 2045 than the author was when he wrote this book. He goes into his little hideout and he puts on like, I guess it's the equivalent of like VR goggles and these haptic gloves. And that's how he goes to school. And that's how he like has friends and socializes and things like that. Like, that's crazy to think that that's what they predicted. Well, obviously it's fiction, but like when you think of 2045, you think of like the future and like VR and AI and stuff like that. All the different like tech acronyms. And this whole plot is him trying to find this major Easter egg that this guy Halliday, who was a video game creator, put in one of his video games that he created. And the reason why why Wade and so many other people are looking for this is because if they find the Easter egg, then they earn Halliday's inheritance that he left. It's a lot of money and stakes are high. And if you find it, like, you're basically set for the rest of your life. So everybody's looking for it, and now I'm at the point where this kid thinks he found it already. 21% in, I don't think he's found it yet. I think he's on to something, but I don't think he's found it yet. I think there's still a lot of book left. Maybe he has found it at this point, and then the rest of the book is going to be like what he does with it. That would be interesting. So I'm going to get back to reading this. I'm reading it on my Kobo because I got the library book because I don't feel like holding a physical book right now. I just really don't. It's like late and I don't want lights on. Like, it's actually pretty dark in here. The camera makes it look much lighter than it really is. I'm gonna get back to reading and I will give you guys another reading update when I get to like the 40 to 50% mark. All right, you guys, it's been a couple of days since I think updated you on Ready Player One. I don't even know off the top of my head, at least, where I last updated you guys, but I'm at the 50% mark at this point. We have a little romance that's brewing. I think it's a strategic romance. I think that somebody's going to use somebody else to get information on how to get farther along to find Halliday's egg, the Easter egg that's been hidden. I don't think it's real. I think it's somebody's using somebody and I can't figure out who's using who yet. Actually, I kind of can, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything, just in case I am right. At this point, Wade, Artemis, Wade's friend H, and 2 other people are in like the top 5 scoreboard, and they have made it through the Bronze Gate, Copper Gate? No, I think it's Copper Gate. They've made it through the Copper Gate. They're trekking along, and now the like big like megacorps are trying to recruit these players, and they're trying to beat them to the inheritance because they want the money and they want the fame, and they want to own like the video game and all that. So we have our 5 like independents, as I've been calling them, although there's like a brother duo, so it's really like 3 independents plus the brother duo. They have met and have decided that they're just going to continue on as individuals. They're not going to make like a pact or anything like that. There's still a lot of book left. So as of right now, it's definitely, like I said, I think a couple of days ago, I read it with the asterisk of if you're into like video game lit and if you're into like gamer type of stuff, I would say 100% like this is right up your alley. If you're not somebody that's like really understanding like what an NPC is or like anything as far as video games and leveling up and stuff like that, like probably not for you. I feel like it's a very niche audience for this book. So that's why I would say with an asterisk. But if you want to try it out, I would 100% get it from the library. And there's a movie. So I'm going to be watching the movie after I finish the book. So hopefully that is this weekend. That'd be great if I can finish it this week and then watch the movie over the weekend. I'll give you guys another update when I'm at like the 70 to 75% mark. I feel like that's a good chunk of time. And then I'll probably have a more firmer stance on whether to read it or unhaul it because I feel like I keep going back and forth about it. Where I stand right now is I don't feel as though I need a physical copy of it. I feel like this could have easily just been a library book that I read and enjoyed and returned. So I'm not like feeling any sort of strong like, yes, you all need to read this, and yes, like you need to buy this book now. Yeah, I just have my like, if it's for you and if it sounds interesting, sure. But if not, you're not missing out on much. So, okay. I'm gonna, like I said, see you guys at the 70 to 75% mark. Good morning, you guys. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me get the mic. We're so back. I'm also wearing it because I'm gonna be making some coffee. Oh, you guys can't see it from this angle. I started making pour over. I'm dog sitting currently, and I'll be here for the next like 2 to 2.5 weeks. And she had a pour over set up. So I was like, you know what? Let me try this. It's so good. So good. Like, I actually brought my Nespresso machine back home and was like, I'm just going to use the pour over because this is awesome. It's really, really good. I'm actually going to end up getting my own setup for home. And that way I can save a bit of money because I feel like Nespresso, the way they get you is with the pods. Also, I'm going to be walking and talking, which is why I'm wearing the mic and not holding it. I need water. So I'm like brand new to the pour over world. I really don't know what I'm doing. Kind of just basing it on vibes. Today though, I think I'm deciding whether I want hot or iced. I think I want iced because I'm going to end up taking it to go. So I'm setting, they have like a fellow like gooseneck type of kettle. You'll see it in a couple minutes when the water heats up. I'm going to set that to 200. That's what I've been setting it to. And then I've been using Cafe Bustelo medium roast coffee. This was just what was available when I was doing a pickup at Target. Was it Target or ShopRite that I was doing a pickup from? I don't know, either one. But I really want to venture out and try different coffees. Like Whole Foods, you can grind it there, and they have a coffee grinder here, and I think I have a coffee grinder at home. I don't know if it works or not, so I'm gonna have to double check that. This has just been so good, and it's helping me like majorly slow down in the morning because I feel like I wake up and I turn an espresso on. Like that's my routine. Now with this, I'm like, okay, slow down. Let's wake up a little bit. I have to wait for this to do its thing anyway. And I don't know, it's a good change of pace. As somebody that's like go, go, go first thing in the morning, it's just been really good to not be like that. I am waiting for my also breakfast. I made overnight oats and I didn't really like overnight the way I wanted them to overnight. So, and what I mean by that is like they are still too watery. So I'm waiting for that to kind of do its thing. And then I'm going to eat. But the real reason why we're here is so that I can tell you guys about Ready Player One, the second Reader on a Holiday book. I ended up finishing it yesterday, and I actually watched the movie yesterday too. The movie was so incredibly different from the book, it's not even funny. The main plot and the main storyline was there, but there were so many major things that happened in the book that I was like, wait, why wasn't this portrayed in the movie, or why wasn't that portrayed in the movie? And I feel like they kind of just left out like some major things that really, they could have stuck to the book. It's not like the movie was made like 25 years ago. The movie was made, and I think in 2018 or 2019. I don't know. I'm not in movie production, so I could be totally wrong. But I feel like the technology would have been there to do certain scenes that I'm thinking of where Wade is like on his own and he finds this arcade and then he's got to play the Pac-Man video game and like win. And there's this whole thing with the token and how that plays into like the end of the book. I feel like that was a pivotal scene that could have been in the movie. I also feel as though like they took a lot of liberties with the movie. And what I mean by that is there's this whole chain of events towards the end of the book where Wade is basically the one that's going through, and Wade's our main character of the book, but then in the movie everything that Wade did, they had portrayed that as Artemis, and I was like, really? Like that should have been Wade. Like we should have been getting his point of view, not Samantha and her point of view. So I didn't really like that. And they also like skipped over the whole beginning of how Wade and Artemis actually met during the first challenge. That was not a thing. They portrayed them from the beginning of the movie as all of them being friends, which they weren't. So that was a little bit of a bummer for me. I do think that independently, the movie would have been great. There was also this whole thing of them racing through like the cityscapes of Manhattan to get to the first challenge, or to get the first key and get to the first gate. Not portrayed in the book at all. I feel like the chat room situations would have been cool to portray. I don't know. I just feel like outside of like the book and the movie are independent of each other. Like if you watch the movie by itself, it was a good movie. But because I had the background and the knowledge of the book, I kept pointing out, I was like, oh, that didn't happen in the book. That didn't happen in the book. It happened this way in the book. So I guess it always goes to show like the book is almost always better than the movie. I would definitely say it's a loose interpretation of the book. I wouldn't say it's like truly based on the book. Those are my thoughts on the book and the movie. I actually did end up unhauling my copy of it. That was a couple of nights ago. I didn't vlog it because it was late and I just dropped it off at a little free library. My thoughts still stand on read it with an asterisk, and I'll reiterate what I mean by that is if you're into like video game lit and like reading about those types of things, yeah, like this would be the cool book for you to read, absolutely. If you're not into like video game themes and plots and books, I don't think this would be one for you, honestly. I do think it's a medium-paced book, so if you wanted to try it, like give it a try, see if your library has it. I would get it from your library. This isn't one I would be like, yeah, go buy it like right now. So yeah, those are my thoughts on it, and I don't really have anything else to say. We had 2 unhauls. Yikes. We had 1 DNF, and I did finish Ready Player One. I don't know if this is like a success or not. I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a little bit of a success and a little bit of like, okay, we need to find better books. So I guess to wrap up this video, I can just walk you guys through like what I'm doing here. So supposedly you're supposed to you're supposed to preheat this thing and also rinse it so that way your coffee doesn't taste like paper. So that's what I'm doing. I'm waiting for it to drip. Then we're just gonna go dump this. I guess I should actually lower this so that way you guys can see what I'm doing. You're not gonna see me anymore, but you'll see this. Is that good? There you go. So we're gonna go dump this. I have to measure out the grinds. I've kind of just been like going on vibes, but I did look up a recipe, so we're gonna try that today. So we're gonna make 3 cups. I already did have a cup of coffee today. That's what you're seeing like in this corner here. It was a cinnamon toast crunch latte, and there's still cinnamon toast crunch on the bottom of it. I understand not everybody has a food scale either. Like I have this because I track my macros, so I'm just using it to weigh out the coffee. We're gonna make 3 cups because I know I'm gonna want one later, and I'm gonna measure out 45 grams of coffee, and then what I'll end up doing is sticking this in the fridge so that way I can have it later this afternoon and not have to do this whole song and dance again. And then we're gonna need 720 grams of water. We did that. I didn't have to grind anything. So we're gonna do the first, what they call a bloom. This is going to be 90 grams of water. So I just reset the scale. I'm just pouring in a circular motion, starting at the outside. That's what I've been seeing online. And then you like work your way in. Okay, so that's about 90. Then we're supposed to let it sit. Then we're gonna pour again to 360 and then pour again until it's 720. So I don't know how long I'm supposed to wait before we pour again, but I think we're just gonna go for it. So we're gonna pour again until 360. So this is my point of view and what I see. I'm just looking at this thing. This is, I guess, what's called the bloom. And then it's just gonna drip down into here. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm just gonna sit here now and basically stare at this until it's ready. And I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my new way of doing coffee. I'm still gonna be using the Nespresso from time to time, but this is just also cheaper and it tastes really good. I like the thought process and the idea of slowing down while I have my coffee. So that way it's not always grab and go. I hope you guys got some good ideas of what to read and what to unhaul. And this will be the first of many episodes to come. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on post notifications, all of the YouTube things, and I'll see you guys in my next one.